Good afternoon, Hawk Radio. You are tuned in and listening to the Breakdown at Noon, coming to you live from the Hillsborough College Ybor campus and the Bill Brown Recruiting Studio. I am BS, the driver's seat of this wildly uncontrolled ride that we're about to go through time, space, and radio with, here along with the smooth jazz voice of Hawk Sports, Mr. Ben Tilley.
What up, what up?
And the queen of movie reviews and the 5-star Miss Eyla. So how is everybody's day going today? How was y'all's weekend?
Mine was good. I think, because the Bucks weren't playing this weekend, I was a bit disappointed in what was on for sports. So on Sunday, I went out and played a round of golf with our high school golf coach, rear review, Brian Finch, and we had a great time. But I had a nice, smooth weekend. Eyla, what about you?
Had a great time. I went to Hall of Scream at Busch Gardens.
How was that?
I don't like being scared, I've learned. I'm not a scary person. It was fun. There was they have like scare zones that you can walk through, and one of them smelled like gingerbread, and it smelled amazing. It smelled really great.
That actually makes sense. They lull you into a nice, comfort zone of smelling the gingerbread and smells like so sweet. Good. And then, wow,
yeah,
they scare you.
And actually, for anyone who went there, there's one, I forgot what it was called, but it's less than the one that me and my friends went to. It had like scarecrows and like pigs and that sort of vibe. And at the very end, there's like the path that you walk on, but it's really open towards the end. So I started to like walk left, and my friend pulled me towards the right side. And then I got hit in the face with this huge like water gun squirt of water, like straight onto my face. Half of my glasses were covered. I could not see. And my friend's like, "What happened?" Because she only got like a little mist, a little tiny spray. I got shot with water.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well, at least I had a good time.
Good. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah. Well, how was your weekend, BS?
Dude, I don't know. I did much of anything this weekend. Played a little bit of video games, prepped for today's show, and just spent time with my dog. Dude, I'm an old man. I sit on the porch with my coffee and my dog, and that's a great weekend for me. I don't. Crowds bother me at times, so.
Very call of the
Kinda
wild.
like my phone right
There
now.
you go.
Yeah.
Call of the wild.
Yeah, just keeping it smooth and easy. What else we got coming up today aside from a little bit of a sports recap? I know I've got some entertainment news and a little bit of Florida Man news as per the usual, but I think that's about it for me. How about you guys? What you guys got?
I have a rom-com to tell you guys about. It's one of my favorites. Won't say the name yet.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
And we know Ben watched a little bit of that sports, so all that and more will be coming up as soon as we get back from our first music break. And kicking us off for this first music is going to be the Beatles and A Hard Day's Night, because I think we all feel that way coming in after this weekend.
I agree.
All right. We'll catch you guys right here after the music break.
Okay.
Welcome back to the breakdown with Ben, Tilley, BS, and Eyla. What a show we have for you guys today. How about that? I'm telling you, I'm the master at the...
Can I say, the people listening at home, obviously you can't see us, but there is a red light in the studio, and the red light plus your voice, plus me just going to Hollow Scream, I'm a little scared that there's like a trap door under here and I'm going to fall into like a pit of laser sharks or like spikes or something, because I feel you could actually, you do your smooth jazz, which is calming, but you could also do like some very creepy
So I shouldn't
stuff.
tell you about the clown behind you in the glass right now with the red light.
Yeah, that too.
So you should totally not turn around and look at the clown making faces at you.
Hey, Ben, it says gullible on the ceiling? Oh my gosh, he totally looked up.
I did not, and the cameras will show that too.
Oh, you're recording? Oh.
He's like, I'm bringing receipts on this Big
I
Mac
thought
meal.
it was going to work.
That's what we're doing here. Yeah. I got him to snort. For the first time on air, I have got the smooth jazz voice to snort on air, and I haven't even really started going into my birthday section or anything like that. So you got to stop laughing so I can read the happy birthdays.
you have to
I'm going to go hide. You go ahead and start.
This is why you were in the corner earlier. If you tuned into Instagram
Oh my God,
earlier.
we're not going to get into that yet. Let's just get going with your segments.
So, as per the usual, when you come in and you sit down for the breakdown at noon, you're always going to get a happy birthday wish if today is your birthday. So if this is your special day, just want to wish you a happy birthday. Hope it's going well for you. And to let you know that in the entertainment side of it, you are sharing a birthday with Matthew McConaughey, who is turning 56 today. All right. You're also sharing a birthday with NFL star Des Bryant, who is turning 37. This is the one that I'm excited to see the reaction for. Today, turning 56 is Diddy. I wonder what kind of birthday celebration Mr. Diddy is having. Do you think there's any baby oil in prison that he could celebrate with?
I didn't know he was that old. Far too old.
Far too old.
Far too old for everything.
And of course, for the historical figure, you share a birthday today with the legendary Will Rogers of film and country western fame. So if today's your birthday, you are definitely in good company with it. Now, coming to kind of a sadder thing, because we always go from birthdays, and it seems like there's always more and more of these that I have to report. Doesn't make it any easier. The music world has lost one of, I would consider, one of the great voices of music. Miss Donna Jean Gacho, the vocalist for the Grateful Dead, unfortunately, we lost this weekend. And also, former Vice President Mr. Dick Cheney has passed away at 84 with pneumonia and cardiovascular disease that he had. So, hearts, thoughts, prayers, manna, whatever else you want to send out to these families in this time. Losing someone is always hard. So we are definitely thinking of that. Changing a little bit. Never really covered this during the entertainment section, but I know that I have a few gamers out there that listen, and a few people are really into that. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but according to IGN, the gaming website, Nintendo has officially released that they will be releasing a new box set for the Breath of the Wild game soundtrack. Ooh. So one of the legendary Zelda games, they are going to be re-releasing the soundtrack and a box set. Now, when I was doing my research, I wasn't really able to see if it comes with like artwork books or anything like that. So if you're listening and you are a Breath of the Wild fan, I know there's a lot of cosplayers out there and a lot of gamers that think that that's one of the best games for Zelda and maybe even period. So that might be something to kind of take a look at. What y'all think? Ben, you're shaking your head like people still play video games.
Well, no. Unfortunately, I'm not a Nintendo player, so I don't really have much knowledge when it comes to that. However, I have played a lot of Nintendo Switch with my friends. They've taught me how to, play with the two controllers.
So you are a Nintendo player?
I'm not regularly, no. I play PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation guy.
I play the Wii. and that's about
I have
it.
that too. I have the Wii too.
Rest
but
in peace.
but at the same time, I'm not regularly a Nintendo guy. I'm a PlayStation
not a
guy.
gamer. Did you guys know that, like, how long did it take you to figure out that Zelda was the princess and not Link? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
So I'm going to have to like put myself on blast because I was young enough when the original was released. We kind of all knew that it was Princess Zelda and Link.
Well, I never played it.
Because they used to be when you buy a video game, it had a little book in it, like these are the controls and these are how you navigate, stuff like that. And it would give you a synopsis of the story in the back of it. The only one that really made me mad was in Super Mario World, the original. Whenever I beat Bowser or the little knockoff Bowser, finding that stupid little mushroom, thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. I wanted to punt those things almost as bad as I wanted to punch the
like
duck and duck
Toad?
or the dog and duck hunt.
You don't like Toad?
Dude, if I've been awake for 5 hours and I've gone through 5 castles and that stupid mushroom, thank you, Mario, you saved me, but my princess is in another castle. Pow! You put him in the lava every now and then. Put a sign on the front of the castle, princess not here. So I can move on to the next castle and try to save the princess. Make that a side quest. I don't want to save Toad because he got lost doing grocery shopping and got kidnapped by Koopas. That's like one of the worst things ever when you're trying to play a video game.
Yeah, I guess. But sometimes Toad will give you like extra stuff, like the little power-up mushrooms.
That was Super Mario 3 where the sun tries to kill you in the desert levels. Super Mario 1, you had 2 choices, left, right, and jump, and that was it.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't avoid a castle. You couldn't do like the Mario 3 map where you like go to different areas and stuff. It was like,
That's the one
this is the path that you are set for. Your fate is sealed. You will deal with this stupid mushroom 12 times before you find the princess.
He's not stupid. He has a name. And it's
What is the
Toad.
name?
Toad.
Oh, Toad. Oh.
So
And he's not a mushroom. He's a... Is he?
So why is Toad
frog.
in every castle? Is he going to pick up milk and Bowser's just like, I can't find Peach. This is close enough. The dude's like, dude, this is the 13th time this week. My family is waiting for me at home. My little toadstool mushroom people are waiting for this milk before it expires, and I can't do this because you keep kidnapping me.
Maybe his hat is too big. He gets like... People think, oh, like picking mushrooms eat, and they pick him up. And they take him wherever...
He has legs and an arm and a torso.
But he's so small.
Oh.
Is this like Jack and the Beanstalk where the giant just comes by and says, oh,
Well, if you look
collectible,
like-
puts it up on a cabinet and says, don't move?
I don't know the lore of the Mario universe. All I know is that their last name is also Mario.
Are you serious?
Mario, and Luigi Mario. Yeah, they're the Mario brothers. Bend your face. Don't
That's
point at me.
good.
I didn't come up with it. That's real. Like, I didn't invent
But
that.
that's good. That's good.
Good. What?
Okay. That now in my
Okay.
mind, I'm gonna realize that. Okay, they're called the Mario Brothers for a reason.
Because they're yeah. Okay. Moving on. We've talked about Nintendo for long enough.
So if anybody out there is listening or kind of has any input, you know what? Let's make that a poll. Go to the Instagram that we have up and let's see how many people truly didn't know that Zelda was the princess and that they thought Zelda was the main character's name of Link. I'm going to set that as a poll just to see what that does.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else with it?
I don't have
No.
anything.
I think that was fun. All right. So after that, we're going to go ahead and get ready for our next music break. And coming back from that, I believe, Miss Eyla, we have your movie review, one that you're very excited about. You're hand wringing and smiling. So we're going to go ahead and drop a clue in with this break here. It deals with planes, trains, and automobiles, but it does not play a key role. It's more of an occupation. Can you figure out what movie we're talking about right back after this break? Welcome back. You are listening to the Breakdown at Noon. I hope you have your blankie. I hope you have your stuffy, because now, ladies and gentlemen, it is story time. We're going to get the movie review from the queen of Hillsborough College movie reviews, Miss Eyla.
All right, I don't know if anybody guessed it because Brandon's hint was very, mysterious.
That's what a hint's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's supposed to help you guess the movie.
There's only a few that deal with an occupation with planes, trains, and automobiles.
I guess. The movie is My Big Fat Greek Wedding from 2002, and it relates to planes, trains, and automobiles because the main character, Tula, ends up working in her family's travel agency. But before that, she was working at her family's restaurant called Dancing Zorba's. The movie came out in 2002, directed by Joel Zwick, and starring Nia Vardalos, who's also a writer, and she plays the character Tula Portokalos. The plot of the movie that I didn't write down. Oh no. Oh, no, I did write it down. It's hard to see with these red lights.
Plan the work the plan.
That's right.
Okay. A young Greek woman falls in love with a non-Greek and struggles to get her family to accept him while she comes to terms with her heritage and cultural identity. I love this movie. As far as rom-coms go, this one, honestly, in my opinion, but I believe it to be a fact, has one of the healthiest relationships in all of rom-com history. Because half of the movies, it's they break up halfway through and they fight or whatever, or they just lie to each other and their whole relationship is built on a lie. For example, How to Get a Guy in 10 Days. They're both trying to, Matthew McConaughey, happy birthday, he is trying to get the girl to fall in love with him.
That rhymed. McConaughey, birthday.
All right.
I'm not going to high five you. Aw, yeah. Okay.
You never leave someone hanging on a high five.
I can't even reach. You're too far away. Anyways, I just love this movie. It's one of my favorite rom-coms. It's just so fun. And yeah, so the movie takes place in Chicago in 2002 when the movie was released. And the plot of it is for Tula, also known as Tula Portokalos. She's a member of a large Greek family, classic. And her father wants her to get married and have children, the whole shebang, whatever. And she lives with her parents and works at their restaurant called Dancing Zorba's. But she wishes to, be independent. She's 30, by the way, which I guess apparently in 2002, by Greek standards, was considered old. And you had to get married. In my opinion, 30, you're finally an adult. 20s, you're figuring out. By 30, you've hit your stride. Why are you looking at him like that?
Because I'm waiting for the old comment to come from Mr. Tilley.
I'm trying to think in my head something I could say, but I've got nothing right now.
It's so ingrained in him at this point to make a shot at me that when I wait for it, it causes him delays. Please continue.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Well, she's at the restaurant and she sees this guy walk past the window and walk inside, and she is starstruck. It's love at first sight for her. The guy sits down, he's meeting his friend or whatever. You learn that they're teachers. You don't know their names yet. And she goes and she just stands at their table with her little coffee pot. She's just staring at him. Just staring. And then they're like, hi, hello. And she goes, oh, whatever. She makes a little joke, whatever. The friend asks for some coffee. She pours it into the hot guy's coffee mug and walks away. And, she's a little embarrassed, but he leaves, never to be seen again. Now, Tula, she has an older sister named Athena who, followed the path of getting married and having kids and whatever. And she has her younger brother, Nicky, who keeps approaching their dad with pictures, drawings that he made for the new menu. And the dad keeps dismissing him. But Tula, she wants to go to college because she got all A's in computer in school, and she knows that they can help the family business by updating their systems and getting a computer, and she wants to take computer classes at the college. And the dad gets all upset, he's why do you want to leave me? How could you do this? And blah, blah, blah. But then the mom ends up convincing the dad to letting Tula go to college. Now, their aunt, Tula's aunt, owns a travel agency and a laundromat. And so she finds computer classes that deal specifically with traveling. And so the mom and the aunt convince the dad to let Tula work at the travel agency instead of the restaurant so that the aunt can spend more time at the dry cleaners. And they do this by making it think that it was his idea. They kind of just like trick him, and it works. So Tula starts working at the travel agency. And then one day she sees the guy walking past. He's eating a little burrito with his buddy at like the cart in front, and she's doing her thing. She's in her element. She's taking the call. She goes to get water, and they make eye contact. And then the friend starts talking to the guy, and she leans up against the wall and slides down out of view. And he like looks back, and she's gone. So I thought that was funny. But the next day, or I guess not the next day, but another time, he's strolling past the agency. She's sitting, and then they make eye contact. She can't disappear now. He saw her.
So this eye contact thing is like for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they've never talked to each other before. And, he's just walking past, and they're looking at each other. And then you walk, and she sees him, and he pretends that he's like looking at something behind him.
That's what everybody does. That's what everybody does.
Yeah, be like, oh, or like when someone waves at you and that you wave back, but you like pretend that that one.
Yeah.
But then he walks back the other way across the window, and then all of a sudden she gets a phone call. And then he walks back the other way across the window, doing that thing when you pretend you're going downstairs. And then he runs into an old lady, and she beats him up with her purse.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he should have watched where he was going. And she's on the phone. She doesn't see this. And so
you got to give the old people respect.
Yeah.
I can feel the laser beams in the side of my head, and I'm just not going to react to it because I've learned this with little AS and being married to Mrs. BS for so long. They just want attention. They just want to look at me. That's why he's dying right now.
All right. Wow.
Okay.
Well, he ends up walking inside, and she stands up, and they gaze at each other, and she goes, would you like to see some brochures? And she goes to walk to get the brochures, but her headphones are still connected to something, so she like falls back, like comically just like straight like back. And then they cut to them, like they're talking, they're giggling, sitting on the floor, whatever. And he goes, do you want to have dinner with me? She goes, yeah. So they go to dinner.
Yay!
That easy. We learn that
I'm glad he was able to get his dinner date. I have a soundboard now, and this is fantastic.
Wow.
Only because I reminded you it was in front of you.
I'm old and I have memory issues. You got to remind me every now and then of this stuff. You little.
Please continue.
Yes. Okay. So they go on a date. They talk and whatever. His name is Ian. His name is Ian Miller. Just a guy. He's a teacher. And he decides, he's like, you know what? I want to take you out for some Greek food. I know this really great place called Dancing Zorba's. It's her parents' restaurant. And she's like, oh, actually, my parents own that restaurant. I used to work there. She said that she was going into a phase, and she said she was frump girl. But I keep staring at me a little too much, waiting for the opportunity to use the soundboard. And then, but he says, what?
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
And he says, I don't remember frump girl, but I remember you. And I thought that was really sweet. Yeah.
Aww. That's one I don't have on the soundboard.
Yeah.
We created that one.
Mm-hmm. What's it? You guys are doing acoustic soundboards now. Yeah. Okay. But the family's, a little bit in distress because eventually they find out that they're dating and, not happy. She's supposed to marry a Greek guy. But they kind of come around. They meet his parents and, they're a little, bland. The dad ends up calling Ian's family like a piece of toast in comparison. Yeah. because they're just so dry and bland, like a piece of toast. But Tula visits him at
that's really
Wow.
Tula visits him while he's teaching, and she's upset because she's like, "Oh, we should run away to Vegas or something because they can't get married at her church because he's not Greek Orthodox." He gets baptized for her, and I think that is lovely. And I also learned that Greek Orthodox, they wear their wedding rings on their right hand instead of like our traditional left. And I thought that was
interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
But they get married, and in the end, the dad has a really nice the dad has a nice.
There you go. You pressed the wrong one. Yeah.
A nice antidote, because the name Portokalos, in Greek means oranges. And then he ends up having this like thing about how the last name Miller comes from this other word which means apples in Greek. So now they're apples and oranges. They're different, but in the end they're all the same because they're all fruits. So, yeah. And the parents buy them a house as a wedding gift.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a wedding gift.
Yeah. The house was next door to the parents' house.
Oh, that's why they did it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it was really nice. And then they got married. They had their kid, and it was happily
ever after.
Oh, and the brother ended up taking night classes for art. Hooray.
At that point, I bet the dad was just walking around his house going,
Yeah.
"These kids, I can't believe they're doing." That's probably how that dad felt there for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're going to rate it out of 5 stars. We always do it. Eyla, rate this movie out of 5 stars.
4.
Ooh, okay.
I love it.
That's the highest rating we've had yet on this show.
I believe it
gotten,
is.
I don't think we've gotten above a 3.5 on any of the others.
Reasoning, please.
Great script, a great romance, and not only was it like finding out who you love, it was finding yourself in the process and loving yourself.
That was fantastic. And I think for this next music break, I think you guys and our listeners here will enjoy the follow-up. You said a 4.5?
4.
A 4?
Solid
Yeah.
4.
A solid 4-star rating for My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which is all based around the feeling of love. So enjoy this music break. We'll be right back with Ben, Tilley, and Sports.
Welcome back to the Breakdown at Noon with Ben, BS, and Eyla. It is time for, of course, the well-known sports segment with yours truly. Well, I'll be honest, guys. The Buccaneers didn't play this week, so I kind of slacked off in my sports watching of the weekend. But I was able, while I was playing golf on Sunday afternoon with my friend Brian Finch, I was able to watch a bit of the Patriots-Falcons game that was on CBS, and I tell you what, the Buccaneers are playing the Patriots this Sunday, 1 o'clock game. Going to be probably the game, it's obviously not Fox game of the week, but it's one of the biggest games of the week for the entire season, I think. So the Bucs and the Patriots playing on Sunday at 1 o'clock. It's going to be Drake May versus Baker Mayfield. Who will perform better? It's tough to say. We're gonna have to wait and see. Bucs coming off a bye week. Todd Bowles going into this week, according via Twitter, via X, I guess now, and Greg Allman, Todd Bowles said, "We do not want to be the team that comes out rusty out of a bye week. Do not want that to happen. They've got to come out of this bye week strong, sharp, and they have to basically, just score points. That's the biggest thing."
What is the playoff implications for the Buccaneers? What is this going to be? By the time they get in, it'll be week 9, week 10?
Correct. Yeah. Right now, it's looking like, because right now they're tied for the best record in the NFC. So the Eagles have it right now because, if you remember, we lost to the Eagles earlier this year, so they've got the tiebreaker over us. We're 6-2, so are they. So by the time we get past this week, if we win, we'll be 7-2, depending on what the Eagles do, because the Eagles are also coming off of a bye. They play Monday night. So it just kind of it's going to depend. We'll know after Monday where we stand in terms of a playoff implication.
Right.
But right now we're in it. Right now we're top of the we're winning our division. We're top of the NFC South. So
you could say that we're in it to win it.
100%.
There you go.
100%.
Absolutely, Eyla. Then BS, you and I were talking in the pre-show before we came on air. The Bears and the Bengals game. That was crazy. 47-42, Chicago comes out on top.
Taking a look when watching that game, to me, that last, call it the last 2 minutes, the last 2.5 minutes, they were just going toe-to-toe with each other, and I think it was the Bears running back that had like a 45, 50-yard run and just cut through a seam on the inside and was gone. The Bears tried to come back, and it was 47-42 by the end of that. I think I was bouncing between that one and the Kansas City game, which Kansas City I was watching. I really didn't know what to expect, but as soon as I saw that tipped call not get called as a incomplete pass versus intentional grounding,
right?
That one, even now, I'm trying to understand how they came to that ruling, because it was forward motion, balls in the air. If it would have been unobstructed, it would have reached a receiver or at least been in the area of a receiver, which nullifies the intentional grounding. And once it's tipped, it's interfered with. That should be a dead ball, incomplete pass, redo the down. And I didn't understand why they did it, why they kept the intentional grounding call.
Well, the number one thing is they couldn't review it. It was non-reviewable. So according to, I believe it was Dean Blandino, as the rules. No, I'm sorry, it was Gene Steratore. Gene Steratore, rules analyst for CBS, said that absolutely that call should have been reviewed via the referee going to the headset and the monitor there, looking at the play, seeing the ball get tipped, and then calling it an incomplete pass. Absolutely, that call should have been reviewed. It was not.
The problem that I have is, if you're going to say something's non-reviewable, then why give coaches the challenge flag?
Right.
If a coach challenges the call on the field, it's a mandatory review.
Correct.
It's a mandatory step over and view it. How can you say it's non-reviewable when that's what the red flag is for, is to challenge the call on the field, not to get an interpretation of the ruling, but to get it reviewed? Because we've seen games won and lost on less than that.
Yeah.
What is that precedent that moves forward with it?
Well, the thing is they deemed it non-reviewable and non-challengeable. So you couldn't throw Andy Reid couldn't throw the challenge flag on that play.
But he did. it's clear as day. If you watch from that point when the KC quarterback
Patrick
Mahomes starts doing a fingertip and saying it was interfered with.
Right.
Once they tried to restart the next down, Andy Reid threw a challenge flag. So the flag is on the field. The coach is saying this is challengeable, just like any other penalty or bad call. What made that one specifically for them to say you can't, not only can you not review it, you can't challenge this play, because that almost seems like old 80s and 90s style football where it says the referee's call is the final judgment. So either are we going to start putting restrictions on challenges? There's a lot of stuff happening in the NFL week to week with their policy. And another thing that I noticed, the new kickoff formation.
Right.
What in the world are they stacked up on the 30-yard line like they're running a play? Kickoff is another 20 yards back.
Limit concussions. That was the number one thing they were highlighting with that specific rule, was they wanted to limit the injuries on the kickoffs, because a lot of people were getting concussions on the regular kickoff rules. That's part of the reason why they instituted.
But I've also seen ESPN analysts on X and other social media stating that it was to speed the game up because they didn't want as many touchbacks.
That too.
I feel like you would get less concussions from a kickoff than like a regular play.
You would think,
Right.
but it happens a lot more often, unfortunately, because just everyone's running full speed to try and get this one guy, and you've got another guy coming to block you, and he just bulldozes right over you and hits you in the helmet, and you're dizzy, and that's what causes the concussion.
This might be me being boomerish, but that's football.
Right. Absolutely.
There's a reason that football is called a contact sport.
Yeah.
Now, can you still play contact sport safely? Yes.
Sure.
You limit the chop blocks, which went out in the early 2000s, which was a major part because you had high schoolers blowing out knees and ankles on a chop block because they didn't know how to properly do it. Understand that one. You preserve that. But it's challenging for me as a fan to try to keep up with week to week when they're imposing these new things. And that was the main thing for me, was the kickoff formation. Like, what is this?
What's
and
the purpose
why?
of it? Yeah. And how does it benefit the NFL?
Let me pose this into the conversation. What does that do for college football players? College football players are playing old school kickoff rules, running down, trying to get their stats. How does that prepare you for a league play when the league is changing what they do week to week? How do you make yourself competitive and plan for that future when you don't even know what that future's holding anymore?
That's a good point. You could argue that, what is done in the NFL should be done in college. That's definitely an argument.
100%. I wouldn't expect to see the Tampa Tarpons go down at George Steinbrenner and play different rules and everything for an infield fly versus Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
It's from Little League to Major League. You learn the rules from the time you're a kid going up and in with it. So it's weird to watch the NFL do these things just on a whim almost.
While different leagues are doing different things. So that's a great point, too. You bring up a great point.
Like, Miss Eyla, you mentioned that you watch a lot of volleyball and you enjoy volleyball.
Yeah.
Would you say that there is a massive difference between a high school volleyball regulation rules and the Olympic Committee?
Is volleyball an Olympic sport?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. It's a big one, too.
I guess. I'm not sure.
So, like, for me, if I'm learning the rules to play it, if I'm playing volleyball and I need to know how to work a net and work the setting and stuff like that, and my position is there, I want to know that it's the same in every league. Now, I could do changes. You're allowed an extra step here, or you can move, but it's just the structure's the same.
Like, what are the couple positions in volleyball? Like,
well, it's the grid is like 3x3.
Yeah.
And so you're far, the back right is the server, but there's rules like the server's not allowed to move up past the 10-foot line?
Sure.
But it's like, why, it's like, this situation would be changing that. like as if
Yeah.
they were allowed to switch positions mid-game.
Because you have your center position in the back. Their job is to strictly dig and
Yeah.
set. They are not allowed to push across. They can't do anything. So that player is effectively a scheme player. They have one role and one
Solely
role
doing
only.
one
Yeah.
job, exactly. And
Now
if you
all-
go through your career doing one position and you're changing it just because of the league,
Yeah.
what is that?
So
exactly.
you get to the Olympics and you're like, all right, I'm playing this position. And now all of a sudden you're getting yelled at because you're not
You're
running
doing
to the
wrong
outside
thing.
for a save.
Right, exactly.
That's a very tough position for any athlete to come through when you've been focusing your whole life on one set of rules. I personally think the NFL is caring less and less about football and more about merchandise revenue and where they're getting other money from. So they're not putting that's my personal opinion with the NFL.
And that's a good point, and that's a solid opinion. Moving just very quickly through this, BS, we got a special event happening tonight.
We do.
The
We do.
first
We do.
Hawk TV basketball broadcast of the year tonight. The Lady
Yep.
Hawks are facing the new college Mighty Bunions.
Bunions?
That
I am really hoping they're going with like the Paul Bunyan type thing on that and not the feet Bunyan.
I will double
I
check
really,
this right
really
now,
hope.
but that is what I read when I was
They-
looking at both of these teams' rosters.
Yeah,
They might-
and
They need a new PR team if it's the feet kind of bunions as your mascot. 'Cause that's kind of bad. That's really bad.
like I'm holding off all my other like comments and jokes until we verify what this is. But tonight, tip off 5 p.m. at the Dale Mabry campus. Myself, I will be there. We're going to be broadcasting live on YouTube. So if you can't make it to the game, tune in to youtube.com. Search Hillsborough College Hawk Sports. You will see us on a live broadcast there. Ben, tell me you got something.
I apologize. It's a little bit different pronunciation. Banyans. Mighty
Banyans?
Banyans, not the Bunions, the Banyans.
Still don't know what that is.
Banyans.
I got
So
to see a
what is
picture.
that?
I mean, honestly, it looks like it's a sort of a mammal.
I want to see. I can't see.
I mean, if you think of a banyan,
Just show me. Oh.
That's
you
the
think of
thing. How do you think of something that you don't know? You're asking me to imagine what a Humphalopoulos looks like.
Oh no.
okay, this is
All right.
this is obviously, unfortunately, we can't show via radio, but this is
Everybody at
It's a type
home-
of tree.
What?
oh
it's
yeah,
it's a type of tree.
banyans are a type of tree. Yeah, there you go.
So,
it's a tree.
So anybody that is listening now, if you are from New College, we're going to apologize ahead of time for kind of butchering your mascot and not
Yeah, we
knowing
apologize.
what it is.
I'll take
so
the
that's
sole
on
responsible
us.
for that.
We'll blame Ben Tilley
Yeah,
for that
blame
one.
me. Blame me.
I mean, I guess a tree is better than a foot.
And with that, we're going to go ahead. I got nothing to tie in on that one. I got nothing on it because I was really expecting a giant, like 7-foot foot
I know.
to be running around the basketball
Right.
court tonight.
But we're really excited.
Yeah.
We're really excited to do this tonight.
And we're going to go ahead and take our last break here and make sure on the back end of it you tune in, and we'll be going over some community news, a little bit of what's going on in the area with a little bit more information about tonight's game. We will be right back after this. You are listening to the Breakdown at Noon with your host, BS, Eyla, and Ben Tilley. And ladies and gentlemen, dear listeners, no matter where you're tuning in from, we just want to say thank you for making the Breakdown at Noon a part of your day and your afternoon. We hope you are just as entertained as we are as we put on this show for you. Closing out today, we're going to go ahead and we have some community news, notes, events that are coming up. Miss Eyla, what do we got?
What you got for us?
Okay. It's from Wednesday to Saturday. Hillsborough Theater is doing a play called Enter the Body. It says it pays homage, and it's both a homage and critique of
I wish
Shakespeare.
I was recording on my phone for that one right there.
Of Shakespeare and its female characters. The play is a fresh take on the roles women in Elizabethan era dramas and modern society. So it's in the YPAB building November 5th, 6th, and 7th at 7:30, and November 8th is at 2 p.m. Tickets are $25, but they're free for Hillsborough College faculty, staff, and students.
Yay!
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And also on Thursday, Hillsborough College is having a chorus concert at 7:30 in the YPAB building in Main Stage Theater. Actually, when you looked at the information for this that I found, it says the YPAB building. The B in YPAB stands for building.
Mm-hmm.
So, but why they put
Arts Building? YPAB. EBOR Performance Arts Building.
building? They put building twice. They didn't need to put building.
It's the same thing as calling an ATM an ATM machine.
But why?
What does the A and the T stand for?
Automatic transfer. I made that up. I actually don't know.
Oh, what is it?
It's an automated teller machine because it replaces the bank teller on an automatic way to. I am so disgusted with myself
Okay,
right
but
now.
I was close.
I am so. You really didn't know what ATM stood for?
No, I'm serious.
But my guess was close.
You were very close.
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you thought I was right.
I did.
Yeah, and the ceiling, it has your birthday on it as well.
He's trying so hard not to look up right now.
We're in November. My birthday's in December. So.
Or are we? We can do math to figure it out real quick.
Okay,
Ben, do you want to do some math?
Golly.
So moving on, as Mr. Tilley said, this weekend, the Zephyr Hills Museum of Military History presents The Battle for Veterans, a World War II military show and battle reenactment featuring tanks, machine guns, and other armored vehicles, food trucks, military vendors, World War II and Vietnam War aircraft and weapons on display. Admission is free. South Avenue and Airport Road, across from the airport in Zephyr Hills. 10 to 5 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 7th through 9th. Dude, I could read a Monster Truck Jam ad like that.
I bet you could.
Yeehaw.
Oh.
All right.
Miss Eyla, what else you got for us
I was
today?
going to ask you if you guys have ever seen like a military or old-timey reenactment. Ever?
No, not me.
So I'm going to go with yes, because reenactments and air shows are kind of an annual event on military bases. And I went to this particular event last year with little AS and Mrs. BS and had a fantastic time. They go out, the tanks are full-size life tanks. They do a full-on battle with sim rounds, smoke grenades, everything like that. You have reenactors that set up on the site. So they set up bivouacking, or what we would call tent camping, in uniform, and they're in role that whole time. So if you are free this weekend, I would 100% say go check that out. It's a great time, and it's free. You can't beat free these days.
If it's free, it's for me.
If it's free, it's for me.
Well, I visited San Antonio this summer, and I was near the Alamo, and I was unprepared. But I, was walking with my aunt and her friends, and I heard muskets firing, and they were doing some sort of reenactment there. It was really cool. But I used to go to the MacDill Air Force Base and see the air shows there, and it was amazing. It was so cool.
Yeah, so if you're into stuff like that and you want to spend a day, feel free. Come by. Heck, you might see me out there. If you do, come by, say hi. If you're at Dale Mabry, if you're at the Dale Mabry campus for the basketball game tonight,
We will both be there.
Myself and Ben Tilley, we will be there signing autographs and taking pictures up until about the 6 o'clock hour. I'm just saying, there's not many times that you get a chance to meet a Instagram verified sports broadcaster at a local event. You got to take advantage of those opportunities as they come along.
They might even ask for your autograph, Ben.
See, that's what I was saying. Autographs from up to about the 6 o'clock
you should
hour.
start carrying around like Sharpies so that you can sign
And
stuff
8x10s.
for people.
You know, this is the kind of lifestyle I was trying to get away from, after high school. A lot of people know that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same
life
time,
of fame and
So, did you really think you were going to get away from bullying Ben with BS at the end of the show?
oh heck no!
I have made this a common part of the closing of our show since we've started it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, as always, it's been a great show today,
It
guys.
has.
That
We
was
really enjoyed
fantastic.
it. Absolutely.
Hopefully, everybody got a few laughs out there in Radio Land or App Land or Browser Land, wherever you're listening to the show from.
or Hawk Radio
On Live 365.
All right. Hey, real quick shout out to a theater buddy that I know, Marco Rodriguez. He might be doing some of those things in theater later on.
Oh my god!
So quick shout out to Marco Rodriguez. Hopefully, I don't think he's listening, but hopefully I will definitely send him this little clip. And also, we've got an Instagram, guys. Breakdown_Hawk Radio. Go give us a follow. We post reels with some of our reactions. We get on tape here in the studio. Some of our reactions today will definitely be going on the Instagram. Sure. The first one I'm going to work on is the Mario Brothers, because we were both rolling on that one. So definitely, but give us a follow. Go give us a follow. Shoot us some questions. Shoot us some DMs, and we're gonna respond to you guys via polls, because BS loves polls.
Brass ones, especially if they have a flashing strobe light behind it.
POLLS is.
Oh,
yeah.
like voting for stuff.
Yes.
My bad. I was in a college mindset there. Hey, that's a reminder. You out there listening, if you can't be good at it. We will see you next Tuesday, noon to 1, Hawk Radio.